Alright, how to do a tantrum on a wakeboard. It is probably, in my opinion, the best looking trick that you can do. It's just a standard backflip. Hopefully you get something out of this video, whether it's just one little thing or you can piece it all together and hopefully stomp it on the water soon. Alright, the cut. Now this is nothing extreme, but it's a pretty solid cut. It's much harder than what you would for a standard wake jump, 360 or even a back roll. So get onto your edge real quick and start from quite wide out. But just calm yourself down. It's not like a rally cut. You're not trying to go massive into the flats, but you need to load that line pretty hard. Alright, so this is the most important part of the whole trick, because if you don't get this right, then it's not going to work out for you. So what you want to do is you want to be coming off your edge. So remember, you're cutting pretty hard, probably about good 70% into the wake. And about 1.5 meters or 2 meters away from the base of the wake, you want to flatten out your board. You can't really see it at the moment because of a little bit of spray and things, but come off your edge, flatten that board out, and you're going to prepare to take your right hand off the handle, obviously if you're regular like what I am there. Alright, so as you can see, the hands come off the handle, and look at my shoulders, so they've squared right up, so they're pretty much parallel with the wake. The reason you do this is because it's a trip flip, and if you don't square your shoulders up, then there's no way you're going to get around. And it's probably not showing very well, but what you have to do, something that's really important that I've only realized in recent times, is the handle has to stay quite close to that hip. And later on you'll notice that I only sort of just get around and I case the wake on this one, and that's because I let the handle out too far. So not only are you learning from what you should do, but you can also learn from my mistakes. But the reason you got to keep that handle close to your leading hip is because if you let it out, like what I do, your rotation slows down, hence the reason why I only sort of just get around and case the wake a little bit. Alright, so step 4. Really important here that you suck your knees up. So bring your knees up to your chest, because this will hopefully promote a bit of a grab down the line when you get a little bit more confident with this trick. But bring your knees up and throw your head back. So the chin has to really go up, and you've got to be quite strong in your body position. Now step 5, a considerable difference from step 4. Pretty much the only difference is the number from 4 to 5. Just keep doing what you're doing. Knees up, chin back. And here, step 6, so a little bit more movement this time. So, see where the handle is? That's too far out. My arm is pretty much straight. It should be bent. That's why I'm sort of slowing up a little bit. But here you can actually start to spot your landing. And when you spot your landing, that's when you can sort of make your descent into the wake and let your legs out a little bit. So you can let your legs out in preparation to land, hopefully either in the flats or on top of the wake with the board right underneath you. But that's the great thing about the tantrum, is you're able to spot your landing quite early, so you can either adjust accordingly if you're going too quick or too slow. Alright, step 7. As you can see, my editing skills have slightly let me down here. That's okay. What's happening here, you'll notice that the nose of the board is pretty much pointing to the sky. Not 100% sure why this is, but I think that's from when I squared up to the wake, and when I took off, I don't think I looked at my cut line enough. I was probably looking more in the direction of the boat, if that makes sense. So it's super important to really square up to that wake, and it just makes going backwards and bringing the board up to you a heck of a lot easier. And it also promotes the trip style flip. The reason why it's so important is because if I ever want to take this to blind, or potentially even start learning a whirlybird, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it because of my body shape and the structure that I've got at the moment. So I've got to square up a bit more. Okay, so finally the landing. You'll notice that it's not the cleanest of landings. The backhand is off the handle, drags in the water a little bit, If that was a competition, I'd lose a couple of points for being a little bit sketchy. My body position is not straight up, so visually it just looks messy, a bit rough, but I still land it, and that's the main thing. So to fix that, obviously just got to keep that handle closer throughout the whole flip, and like I've harped on about, my takeoff, need to square my shoulders up a bit more with the wake and look at the direction I came from. But I mean, landing the tantrum, it's like anything, like any wake jump, you've just got to absorb it with your knees and keep your eye on the horizon line and edge away, and just be proud of the fact that you've just landed an invert. Alright, so here's a couple of flips and spins I prepared earlier. So hopefully this channel will grow a little bit. This is the first of many videos, hopefully. I'll put up a few more on how to spin and how to make your riding styly, and just a few of the basics, and then hopefully a little bit more technical stuff as well. And like I said at the start of the video, I'm certainly no expert, I'm no pro, but I just have a huge amount of passion for wakeboarding and enjoy seeing people progress and grow in the sport. So hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.